Vinny Bear.
Hi. Oh my God,
Honey,
so good to see
I
you.
like. I always do like the hey females fam, this is her mix, blah, 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 blah. But like I'm not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
that's
Um,
okay.
you
I mean, I
need
do
no.
have to edit it.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Um, we've spent the last several minutes yapping about what you're doing, but tell the people what you're doing right now, just because
Yeah,
it's so funny.
I'm like, how do I explain this in a way that would make sense to the public? So my friend Staria and I are on a cross-country tour slash adventure. So we're basically traveling. You can kind of see it, I guess, for YouTube here. Maybe you see this bamboo up here.
I see the bamboo.
So we're basically driving this big truck that's pulling this rig. It's an RV, essentially. It's like a trailer that's been converted to an RV rig that's from the 70s. It's extremely old. And yeah, so initially we were traveling with her dad out from Los Angeles all the way to Pennsylvania, playing some shows along the way. So we played in Boise, Idaho, and Missoula, and Bozeman, Montana,
What?
Chicago, and then we ended up on a farm in Pennsylvania, her grandma's farm in Pennsylvania for like a week and a half, and now we're driving back out west and playing in Denver. But yeah, it's been she's more of like a country person. Like she can get down with the country, but I'm not really a camping person. I don't know anything about like if a truck gets stuck. Like our truck, basically, we left the farm yesterday and immediately got stuck in a ditch somewhere and had to get our basically our whole rig pulled out by like another truck. And I
Shout
just
out
like
to
really
Vern. Shout out
shout
to
out to
Vern.
Vern pulled us out. I literally had no idea what to do, but yeah, it's been a character building experience. And if anyone's been on tour in a not fancy situation when you're in really close quarters with your best friend, you learn a lot about each other.
What are the vibes in, I guess we'll call it middle America right now?
Ah, okay, so I will say, like, show-wise, surprisingly, Missoula, Montana, like, pulled up. Like, I was really
Yeah, did Missoula,
surprised.
Montana
Like,
go nuts?
it's also like queer, like super queer. I had no idea that like any part of Montana is queer, but apparently like their pride is like huge. But yeah, people basically like I don't know, like by the time I got to Missoula, Montana, I was so tired. It only been like 2 days of tour and I was like, oh my God, I'm done already. And then we like right before the show, I just remember sitting in the green room on the couch and I was like, how am I gonna pull up this energy? And then I just started DJing, and then everyone was just dancing. They were like not afraid to dance, not afraid to just like show up and be themselves and be weird. But yeah, it was great. The crowds in Montana, I would say, like were my favorite. But yeah, and then we drove through like South Dakota. We went through Sturgis, which I'm not gonna lie was like a little scary. I don't know if you know anything about Sturgis, but
I've never heard of Sturgis, like California. Like I am an LA girly, and I love my
yeah.
ignorance bubble about it. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Totally. Well, so basically, it's they have like the biggest biking rally in the country there, like every year. But it's a big biker town. But like basically, like there's a bunch of stores that have a lot of merch with like Trump on it. But like I don't know, honestly, like create like rhinestone Trump. But like really kind of just like scary shirts, I will say. I kind of was just like, okay, how do we get out of here? I was like, I feel a little scared right now. There's a lot of American flags driving through the middle of the country. Yeah, beautiful. I've seen like so many amazingly beautiful places. But there are definitely places where the only hat that I brought with me is this queer running club hat because I'm part of a queer running club. And I wanted to go on a hike with them, but it was like in South Dakota and we just driven through Sturgis. And I was like, I don't know about this hat.
oh, mini bear, stay
And
yourself.
I'm sheltered. I'm from LA. I was like, I've just like never experienced having to like question. I'm like, can I pull out this hat right now? So yeah,
Sure.
it's a little spotty in big parts of the country. It does make you, yeah, brings a level of awareness that maybe you're not always aware of if you live in a big
Yeah, I
gay
mean,
gay city.
I thank God every day for being fucking born and raised in, Abortionville, USA.
Yeah,
It's very much a vibe. I'm very, very grateful
yeah,
for it.
totally.
LP always talks about like her favorite places to tour are like sort of these like I don't want to be rude, but like these sea markets. And I call them like
Yeah,
sea markets just because like nobody goes to them, right? Like of all across
yeah.
genres outside of like some country artists and stuff, like nobody goes to them. Um,
Hmm.
and she says that like the vibes are always incredible because the weirdos of that town. This is like where I check my privilege, like having grown up and like you're from fucking Calabasas, I'm from Mid City, LA,
Yeah,
and it's just
totally.
like I've had the privilege of being like out and queer and weird and not like everybody else, but doing so very comfortably. But she said like
Yeah.
all the folks that feel otherized in those towns, like they come up to her after those shows and they go, "Thank you. Nobody ever comes here. Nobody sees us, but we are here. Some of us are stuck
Yeah,
here. Some of us are trying to make things work here, but I think that's really important."
totally. It is important. And I think, well, Missoula is a great example of that because I think, well, especially like playing in LA, there's just something happening all the time. So I think it's just, it's you kind of almost not like have to fight for attention, but there's literally like a bazillion shows like happening every time. There's so many options. And then like, in Missoula and Bozeman where we played, there's just like very few shows, especially like dance music. And then also I think in that part of the States, it's like there's a very specific type of dance music that's like more prevalent. But yeah, anyways, we played a show in Missoula and one of the opening artists was this girl that's from there, and she like said to me in Staria, she's like, I am so excited because like I've never put on a lineup with like girls basically, like,
Mm,
and it's just, I don't know. To me, I think I just like I am privileged in the sense I live in LA, and it's like obviously working with Femme House, there's an awareness that there's work to be done, right? But like I think it's just there's been so much more representation, I would say, like in lineups in LA specifically, but then I don't know, you go to like smaller towns and then you're like, oh yeah, there's just dudes everywhere.
it's dudes everywhere.
Playing music, being DJs, becoming DJs.
Let's talk about Funhouse for a minute. So like, tell first of all, like this is going to be like a multi-pronged sort of question here. But one, I'd love for you to tell. I think it's like the coolest, like how you became involved in Femme House, how we became
Mm.
involved with you. That's like a really cool story. And also, I'm just curious about you've been our chief of education for this is our 6 year run in, um,
Yeah.
and you've been an artist in your own right for quite a while. Like, what are the vibes now versus like when you started? And like, did you ever? I'm often looking around at Femme House and like the three of us, like the original Three Musketeers, me,
Hmm.
you, and LP, and thinking, this is fucking crazy. How did we do
Yeah,
this? Because we were really
totally.
just three empty headed, delusional girlies
Yeah.
that were just like want to do
Yeah.
something fun. And like, this is like, I'm literally, we're talking to each other on the Femme House radio show that is broadcast to over
Yeah.
15 million people around the world. Like, that is so fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
How have you experienced that? Like, how do you find that?
Yeah. It's pretty nuts. I mean, I would say like, I started producing, well, I started learning about audio engineering and production like I don't know, back in like 20, not even like 2006, gosh, like
Hmm.
2005, 2006. And when I started the Mini Bear project, it was like maybe like 2012. So
Hmm.
at that time, there was like not a lot of visibility with just artists that were femme, like visibly producing themselves. And then when I got in, wanted to start basically, I wanted to start teaching production because I was working these 9 to 5 jobs, and I was like, what can I do in my daily life where I can make some income and then basically focus on making music? And I was like, I think, it'd be fun to teach Ableton.
Yeah.
And so at that time, yeah, I was frustrated because trying to get a job teaching production is like kind of honestly like niche. Like if you're trying to like find a job teaching Ableton, especially back then.
Yeah.
And then I just Kismet, like I just met LP at Girls Rock Camp because she was teaching a workshop and I happened to be teaching there for the summer. And it just felt like this very few moments in life where you just have this feeling, you're like, I just feel like something like really pivotal is about to happen. And it did. It's like one of the most pivotal moments in my life. And yeah, it's just been kind of amazing to see this shift of like not a lot of representation to like way more representation happening, and just like all of the amazing things that like Femme House has done. It's just gone bigger and grown bigger and bigger. I don't know, like the Femmies like this year, like just like the fact they're like, we're just gonna throw this award show at Miami Music Week, like, and have like the biggest fucking like stars, like I don't know, like Sarah Landry. Like that's just like it's just like nuts to me.
Girl,
But
I
yeah,
need
it's
to tell
been
you something about the Femi. So like like I think that like we're really good at the illusion of like grandeur, you know what I mean? Like but like nobody really knows, it's like four or five of us all working part-time like when we can on this like behemoth
yeah.
project, right? And so at the Femmies, I'm literally like, so I had to host the Femmies, obviously, with LP. And like, I have on this fucking suit, but it's fucking Miami. It's all fucking, it's hot as fuck. And I'm getting hotter and hotter and hotter because I'm running around. Like, it's like, there's nothing glamorous about it at all. I'm running around fucking trying to
Yeah.
put like nameplates on reserved tables and like
Yeah.
doing all this
Doing it
stuff.
all.
Doing it all. So I'm like running around. I'm like, I have like a bag of trash in one hand and like a bag of printing in another hand. And
Hmm.
fucking Nicole Mudaber, DJ Minx, and I can't remember who else, but like this entourage of legends just like walks in. They're early, by the way. We told everybody to be there at noon.
Yeah.
Like knowing like the Miami thing, like people are gonna, that we were gonna start at 1, but like be there at noon, giving people an
Yeah.
hour. But like they walk in at like 12 fucking 13 p.m. and I'm just like,
Prompt.
girl, what's
Wow.
going on? Like that was a moment for me where I was just like, okay, like literally,
Yeah.
I met Nicole Mudaber holding a bag of
That's so
trash, and that
sick.
is actually that is the spirit of Femme House. Like literally, like I
Yeah.
was taking out the trash and welcoming a
Yeah.
legend who I cannot believe knows that I exist, that we exist.
Yeah. It's just it's incredible. It's just like hard to believe sometimes, but yeah, and I mean beyond that, even just like seeing how much the community has grown. I feel like every time I teach another workshop, I always ask at the very beginning, I'm like, oh, who here is taking a workshop, Femme House workshop for the first time? And there's always new people. Which I don't know. I just think it's amazing how the community keeps growing. But yeah, but again, like, playing that Missoula show, it is a nice reminder to go to different markets and just like go to different places outside of your own little bubble and just be reminded that, you know, it's there's a lot of work to be done, and this type of thing is so important to so many people. And just like having access to education and things like that. And just kind of continuing to shift this change, which is great because I am the type of person that just like loves opportunities, not just like opportunities for people, but just like, ooh, love a challenge, love learning new things, love, like, can you imagine if you're just stagnant? You're like, okay, this is all we need to do. And then that's where we are, that's pretty boring.
Sure,
We
I
love
know
a
that's
challenge to keep going up and onwards.
obviously that's why you're sitting in the back of this fucking RV that you just pulled out of a ditch last night.
Exactly. I'm like, what am I doing? But it's great. I'm with my bestie. We've played some super fun shows, and yeah, just have all these experiences under my belt. Although I'm just completely dysregulated all the time.
Fantastic. Sounds great. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
like last summer we had brat summer. Like I'm pulling for dysregulated summer this summer. Okay.
I honestly am pulling for the opposite, because my last summer was dysregulated summer. So I'm like, I honestly, we were in the country in Pennsylvania, and I was like, oh, this is what it could be like to just like not have any people around and just like not have any distractions. I don't know. I feel like there's just drama everywhere all the time in Los Angeles. Like, I just want drama-free summer, grounded, regulated, drinking my tea summer. That sounds amazing. That's what I
Being your
want.
grown up summer. I'm gonna pull for that for you.
Exactly. Thank you.
What do you think is next for Minnie Bear, for Lauren Kopp, for Femme House, um,
Yeah.
for you as an artist, as
I
a producer, as a DJ, that like a touring DJ? I think that's so fucking tight. That's an
yeah,
educator. Hello, UCLA. Hello, LCO.
totally. Totally. That's a very big question right now because I feel like I'm going through a bit of an existential crisis in like a good way. For the listeners out there who don't know anything about me at all, long story short, my mom passed away. Not why I'm laughing, but my mom passed away last year, and that was like obviously like the biggest shift that's ever happened in my life. Like reality kind of turned upside down, and I don't know, looking at hard to look at blessing, for blessings and something like that that happens, but I'm using it as an opportunity to kind of just like when things like that happen, it really makes you reflect so hard on your life because you just realize how little energy you have to give to other people, and maybe how little just in general you've been giving to yourself, and not prioritizing yourself as much. So my overarching goals is, I definitely, it's really important for me to continue my work as an educator because I think that's like a big part of like what I do. It's a big driver in my life in terms of just like what fuels me. Um, but I think I've been having a really hard time finding a balance between being an educator and all the things that I do, being an artist the past few years since I started teaching. And I was always an artist first. But me being the ADHD king that I am, I have a hard time balancing things sometimes. But my biggest focus, I think, this next year is prioritizing Mini Bear, in terms of just like finishing music, cranking out those new songs. There's like new songs I'm working on that I'm really excited about. I've been shifting my sound a lot, which I'm really excited about. Playing shows, putting things on my bucket list that and doing things that like feel really scary. Yeah, definitely touring. Touring is, yeah, touring is a small artist, I will say, is something. It's like I mean, I'm sure for like most artists, like a money loser,
Sure.
right? But I will say that like, yeah, the experiences that I've had on this tour it's just, I don't know. I think I've needed to get outside of my bubble and feeling of being stagnant the past like year or so, and just like meeting new people and having new experiences. Just for the first time in a really long time playing those shows, I just remember like I've just been feeling so much anxiety this past year. My brain just turned off playing these shows, and it's just such like a wonderful thing. Just in general, I'm an anxious person, but especially recently, it was just like basically a nice reminder that I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is like what makes me happy, connecting with people in this way. And I'm one of my jobs kind of went away like early next year, which I kind of was like, ooh, 16 grand. Okay. That's a little scary, but
I know,
I
knowing
kind
like, oh, thousands of dollars gone, but also that's a good chunk of time I have back for my for my music and
exactly,
stuff. Yeah, it's a tough
exactly.
one.
So I think the part of me that I think has lacked a lot of stability since my mom passed and just like this feeling of just like security, I got really triggered for like a moment, but then I was like, wait, this is like kind of the thing that I was like asking for, is just like having more time for myself and being able to prioritize myself. So that's my overarching goal basically for Mini Bear, and then for Femme House, um just continuing to see it grow and welcoming more people into the community, and um yeah, just like I don't know. It's kind of exciting because honestly, I don't know what it could look like, and that's kind of cool.
That's awesome. That is really cool. If you were sitting down with Lauren Klopp slash Miniver at like maybe the week before you went to that girls' camp, girls' rock camp, and
Mm.
met LP, what would you say to her to sort of like prep her for this, for that moment that has led to this sort of unbelievable whirlwind in your
Yeah.
personal and professional lives?
I mean, honestly, I think it's the same things I would tell like me now, like baby me then and baby me now. Is well, because I think at the time I told myself something that was true, is that like buckle up, get ready. I think something like, really exciting is about to happen, but definitely like be present
Mm.
and enjoy what's happening. Yeah, and just stop worrying so much and believe in yourself. I think that's something I'm constantly telling myself. I'm just such a worrier, and it's just honestly, Starry and I were like talking about how when like getting the rig stuck in the mud in the side of the hill, and not really knowing when we were going to get out of it. When it got unstuck, it literally makes everything else seem so unimportant. It just puts everything in perspective. You're like, wow, everything feels easy right now. So yeah, definitely just putting everything in perspective and just like enjoying the present, what's happening. And yeah, just I think for me, the past since that time period of when I got involved with Femme House, I think I've had slash sometimes have a hard time in believing myself and kind of leaning towards a thing that is scary. But I think, yeah, the past few years, I would say like 6 to 7 years, I've become just like more confident in myself and believing in myself. And then also like, yeah, when something big like your parent dies happens, it kind of just like makes you just be like nothing matters.
Yeah,
So
man,
I
it
might as
strips a
well
lot of
like
things away.
strips a lot of things away. So yeah.
Well, for you and for everybody listening and watching, I love you so much. It's crazy. You
I
are
love you.
100% family to me. Fem House
I love
does
you.
not exist without you. That's just facts. It doesn't even begin to reach these heights that we've reached. And you truly are like me and Lee are just, we've always been two maniacs with a dream. We tried a million fucking things before Film House was the one that stuck, and the reason it stuck
Yeah.
is because of you and your expertise and your belief and like your passion and like being there with us. Our a polycule with our firstborn child.
Oh my gosh, the only polycule I will ever be a part of. Sidebar story that will not be shared on Femhouse Radio. But yeah, I love you both dearly so much, and this has been is the greatest adventure of my life, and it also could not exist without the both of you. And I just love the care that you put into it, and yeah, I'm really excited to see it grow and everyone grow together.
Well, I'm sure you'll be a second year in a row Fem House Femi Award winner for best Ableton live instructor.
Hmm.
Anyways, so we'll see
Yeah,
what happens.
we'll see what anything can happen, you know.
Well, enjoy. I don't know where the fuck you at. Enjoy
Yeah.
Middle
Oh,
America.
we're in Indiana right now, in like Greenfield, Indiana. I
Okay.
actually was like, I think it's hilarious that we're in this Walmart parking lot right now because we had some beautiful scenery on this trip, and I was like, I think these windows should be closed because it's pretty ugly.
Well, enjoy your Walmart parking lot. Please keep it safe.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah,
and I love you. And tell
I
Story I
love
say hello.
you.
I hope maybe
I
she can hear
will.
me.
Yeah, I love you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Yay.